welcome back to the Secret Chapter Society debriefing of Juniper's Christmas. We are on Chapter 13, Day 13. And it looks like it was an unlucky 13. I say this because I don't think Juniper was being her normal, really smart self. I think she got a little worked up, a little excited, and a lot tired. And that resulted in, obviously, the social media blitz, as well as not keeping an eye on her surroundings. So she had no idea when she came in for that landing really early in that morning that there were people watching and waiting. Not only were there people watching and waiting, but there was a patrol car. What did they call it? There was a word for it. I don't remember. It was really funny. Oh, there it is. Squatty. Squatty. A squatty car was outside. Now, squatty car is apparently a British slang word that refers to a low-ranking officer of some sort. In this case, it looks like it's referring to a police officer and the car that they are in. So there was a squatty hanging out, and she didn't even notice that. I'm a little sad for her, because if she had been a little more careful, if she had been thinking like herself, it's less likely that a forklift, a lorry would come with a container, a big metal container, would have come and just scooped it up and taken it away. So let's get into it. The Trudettes, they were at Juniper's house, waiting outside, watching for her. And they saw her not just land, but where she put the boots and Santa's sack. This is sad. Okay. And, of course, because they were watching, and they watch everything very carefully, and, of course, they're very worried about police being around, they realized there was only one officer in the car. That meant it was there to take them, to escort them to the police station for some updated information about her mom being missing. Now, I think, again, Trudi, also really smart. She quick at planning, but she planned. Yeah, because this was all happening at the park. And their house is inside the park area. It's not like they broke into the backyard of a house. See, at first that's what I was imagining, but then I remembered that, this is a different setup. It's not like parks in the United States where they're just kind of out amongst houses and in housing tracts, or, whatever. People don't live on the property of the park to maintain it, that they come from a place and then they go there and maintain it, and then they go to the next park and maintain it, and go to the next park and maintain it, but they don't actually reside in the park. This is similar to how some pastors or ministers or priests live on the same property as the church. It's similar to that. So nobody's going to think twice about a big truck pulling up, because that would be normal to have a big truck pulling up to this house, because it's going to drop off or pick up maintenance equipment that might be needed, or swap out things that are on the property that might need to be repaired, adjusted, changed, swapped. So I thought that was, interesting, because it created opportunity. Originally, I didn't think about it, because I was like, wow, I would have heard the truck if it pulled up to my house. Of course, she wasn't home, but the neighbors should have seen something, but they wouldn't have thought anything, because trucks will come in and out of the park all the time. So that was a lot easier than I imagined. Pulling up with the truck, got the big container on it and the forklift, and just go out there, lift it up, bring it back, throw it into the crate, the container, and close it up and drive away. Simple, very simple. Now, I did discover that something I don't think was mentioned before. Trudy's short. So then, I don't know what that means yet. But she's short. And because they said that you couldn't see the top of her head, the coif. So that's her hairstyling. You could hardly see that when she was driving, which I also thought was funny. So page 203. Oh, and this was a short chapter. But not a lot of clues in this chapter. But I did find it funny. There is nothing worse than trying to impress your mom, when your friends are watching. Poor Lar had made 3 runs at it before he managed to slot the forks underneath the garden shed. So it takes a little bit of work. Absolutely. It must have been a little bit embarrassing, but she was actually still thrilled with him. And then, so he gets that all in there, and Scarra's apparently, already making, as it says, ruckus. I love that word, ruckus. And he's kind of in his mind decided that the container is going to be the safest place because it's not going to get out and nobody's going to get in, because they would need this really high temperature welding equipment, this oxytailing, not my language there. That's very a scientific word, because oxy is oxygen. So it has oxygen and gas. What else did I put here? So oxygen, 100%, like it's pure oxygen. And then this gas, and then it creates the high flame for the torch. So like this is heavy duty. Nobody's getting in and out of this. Then I thought it was interesting that they're intending to lie to David about where they're keeping the shed. So they're going to put it at the Crumbly Lane stable, which makes sense because other animals are at the stable making noises. Nobody's going to think anything about this animal making noises. Whereas if they had put it at this Kilbourne yard, it would kind of stand out. But they're going to trick him into that. And that trick is so that maybe if Santa is trying to recover the reindeer, that they will be at that park waiting for him. So they've used David twice now, to get to the things they want. And when they're waiting there for Santa, Trudi intends to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Santa. She wants to know why she got the coal. I mean, come on. You should know already. You got the coal because you probably were already thieving. Your family is thieving's in your blood, apparently. You didn't need to have a conversation with him about it. But she also would like to talk to him about animal training, specifically reindeer. I kind of want her to have that conversation because I don't want her to do it her way. Because if she does it her way, it's not going to be the nice way. As she said, she will show him who's boss. I don't think Scarra is going to handle that well, because Scarra kind of lacks some training herself. So he doesn't know better. Now, we have just one question. Again, it was a short chapter, so we only have one question. Of all those that are hunting for Santa, from the children who miss Santa, to the elves, to the Trudettes, who do you think is going to find him first? I'll see you tomorrow.